Hey, I'm Henry, the CEO and one of the co-founders of Verisoul. We help businesses prevent fake accounts and fraud. Before starting Verisoul, we were helping some of the largest enterprises in the world, like Facebook, Capital One, TransUnion, prevent fraud and fake accounts at scale. Today, we work with companies like Clay, Augment Code, and Morning Consult to ensure every user is real, unique, and human. Let me show you how it works. So let's create a couple fake accounts and let's sign up. So before we create another account, let's actually go clear cookies. So I'm going to go to my developer console. I'm going to clear these cookies out. Cleared, then I'll delete this. And I'm going to restart. We'll try something else. And that'll be our name, and we'll sign up. So let's go see what Verisoul caught. Okay, it looks like the first user was marked as real, no problem. The second one we can see is marked as fake, high risk score. There's multi-accounting score. We can jump in here and we can actually see this user was flagged for being a duplicate and it's linked to Sam Bankman fraud. Now, what if we want to go back and actually run incognito? Let's try that one. Sign up and let's go to the Verisoul dashboard again. So other device fingerprinting providers often miss incognito users, and let's see what Verisoul sees here. Amazing. So you can see we actually flagged DupeDog for being multi-accounting. We also flagged some risk signals like potential device risk for being an incognito browser and a relatively high risk, not super low risk email address. Now, what if the fraudster gets a little more sophisticated and accesses another browser, which is a common way of grounded device fingerprinting providers? So let me go to Chrome and let's try the same thing. And let's sign up. And you can see that even though we mark this user as real, we still flag that there's a very high likelihood it's linked to other users. So unlike other providers that would never catch any cross-browser transactions, we're actually able to flag this user linked to two other accounts at a probability of about 35%. Super powerful. Now, what if we want to get a little bit more sophisticated, using some proxies or VPNs to change our location, or even fake devices? So let me go to my VPN, and I'm just going to turn on and connect to Japan. So let's go back to our initial browser, and I'm going to refresh and completely restart. Amazing. And let's sign up. So we're here, and we've actually found Foxy Proxy. You can see we're flagging this user as location spoofing and proxy usage, and we'll go just scroll down and see the sessions data. What's super powerful is we can actually pierce through proxies and VPNs and find the true location of these users. So this user, although the IP is in Japan, we know that I'm actually in the US here in Austin, Texas. This is a proxy, and I'm spoofing my location. Let's try one more thing to be a little bit more sophisticated. I'm going to create a completely fresh browser out of thin air using ads power. So this is opening up a completely fresh device. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to sign up. All right. So emulator Dan, multiple things happening here, super powerful risk signal detection. And we can actually just jump into this user to see what's happening. So here's our account investigation page. Look at this. We actually flagged the device as risky. We were able to detect it was an anti-detect browser or something suspicious going on. We're flagging proxy and location spoofing again. We also have never seen this email before, and we're saying it's relatively high risk. And so we're able to catch the anti-detect browsers, some of the most sophisticated fraud out there. What we're doing now is actually testing different IP addresses on another IP providers that use IP lists, showing you that they're actually clean. So you can see when we look up this IP, they come back as clean, zero fraud risk. And then what we're doing is we're hooking them up to ads power, anti-detect browsers, plus complete automation with an AI agent. So you can see it's actually dropping in predefined kind of user roles for the bot, and then the bot can actually solve CAPTCHAs. So check this out. It's literally looking at every different image that comes up in this CAPTCHA and independently processing those. So you can see it's looking at these images individually, and then it's determining, yes, no, should it click on it? See, now it just clicks, and it's actually completed the CAPTCHA, and this CAPTCHA is on hard mode. So I'll go here and we can actually see that in the Verisoul dashboard, this user bot stuck at Gmail being flagged as a bot, being flagged as high risk signals, super high risk. You can see also we're piercing that proxy. So even though that it was like a legitimate T-Mobile IP address, we were using it for proxy. No one else had seen it as a proxy before. We're actually still able to detect that. We know the user is spoofing their location. And furthermore, we're also flagging some device risk from the anti-detect browser there. So super powerful detection of the most sophisticated AI bot agents. Now, you might not want to use all of the Verisoul decisions and scores out of the box, so you can actually create custom rules. So for example, let's just say you want to block any temporary email address. Block temps, and we can say on any session when domain type is in disposable, we want to automatically add to the block list. And then we'll save this rule. And let's now try a temporary email address. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to the Verisoul demo, put in the temporary email address, and let's see what happened. So now the rule that we just wrote actually has hit an account, and you can see it here. If I click into this rule, we can actually see which accounts it hit. And the one we just created, which has a temporary email address, got flagged as being a temporary email and is now in the rule, and we can see that in action. Now, the last thing you can do with Verisoul is verifications. So let's say users are suspicious or you want to do additional research on them. You could do things like lookups of their email or phone number. So let me show you how this works. Let's put in my email and we can look that up. And we'll actually be able to show you a bunch of signals about that user, like the email's about 7 years old, a very low risk score. We've actually got my phone number attached to it, other emails I'm associated with, all the social accounts I have, as well as times my email's been seen on the internet, giving you a great perspective that this is a legitimate email. And if you want additional certainty, things like face match and ID check are further workflows and verifications to provide certainty.